Hi everyone, it's Gina K from Gina K Designs and your host of Stamp TV, and I'd like to welcome you to part one of our release party presentation. Tonight I have two videos for you, one featuring our brand new Wreath Builder Bundle and Mini Kit, and another video featuring the new Stippled Flowers and Stippled Flowers Bundle. But in this video I'm going to give you a quick rundown of all of the new products so that you know what's new in our store. So to begin, I want to show you the brand new Stippled Flowers by Alicia Krupski. This is a brand new set that my daughter Alicia drew for us, and it's filled with these beautiful floral images that can be built in all different ways. And then it has this interesting little stipple that you can stamp inside some of the flowers to create an interesting look of shading. So this set, you can see how big the flowers are. It's just beautiful. I've done some watercoloring with it and some embossing, and it's super fun to play with. So this set comes by itself as a stamp set for those of you that aren't interested in dies. And then it also comes in the bundle where you have the stamp set and the die set. And the die set is on one of the Stamp and Storage magnetic boards, so it's easy to store. So that's a brand new product by Alicia Krupski, and I will be featuring that in my part 2 video. Then we have something really fun. We have the brand new Gina K Designs Tidy Towel. Now this Tidy Towel is a lint-free towel that can be used to clean your stamps, acrylic blocks, and other surfaces. The way you use it is the first time you soak it in warm water until it's fully saturated. And I would recommend that you store it damp, either in a little plastic bag or a little plastic container. If you're not going to use it very often, then I would just let it dry out and you can just resaturate it when you're ready to use it again. So this will stain a little bit, however, once it's rinsed, it will clean like new. And it's got a slight texture to it. I don't know if you can see that through the package, but a slight texture through it, which helps scrub out any ink that gets caught in the fine detail of your stamps. And it's also, the color is slate, so even though it will stain a little bit, you really don't notice it too much because of its color. I'll show you the one that I'm using here. I've been using this for weeks, testing it. You can see I've got some stains on it, but it doesn't look too bad. And you can see it's kind of dark when it gets really wet. So this is pretty wet, and I'll be using this in my video tonight to do my project. So that's another new thing. You also might notice in our store right now, we have packs of 10 pre-cut card bases in both directions, the 4 1/4 by 11 and the 8 1/2 by 5 1/2. And we have all of our colors that we have coordinating envelopes for. Then we also have this, and this is what I'm really excited about this one too. This is called the Wreath Builder. Now this is a stamp set. This is the bundle. It's a stamp set and a template, so you get 2 templates in here, and I'll show those to you when I open the box. And these work together to help you build all kinds of wreaths and for a few other techniques as well. So this has some really fun greetings like, you make everything better, a friend like you is hard to find, life is better because of you, this is my favorite, you're my favorite human, wishing you the best birthday ever, and so grateful for all you do. Now we have new stamp sets coming up in future months that will also work with the Wreath Builder, and they will be seasonal. So there will be an autumn Wreath Builder and a winter Wreath Builder. So look for those in the coming future. And the other thing I want to say about this is once you have these templates, look through your stamp collection and see what kind of stamps you might have that you can also use this template with. Okay, so this is the template bundle. This is the Wreath Builder with the template. Now I want to show you the Wreath Builder mini stamp kit. So let's see what's inside here. I'll open this box up. So inside, let's break the seal, the magic seal. Okay, so inside this Wreath Builder kit, you are going to get the Wreath Builder stamp set. You're also going to get the 2-pack of templates, and That's the same thing that's in the bundle, the 2-pack of templates. They're 2 different sizes. You have one for a 3 3/4 inch square and a 4-inch square. And then you get some dies in this kit. It's actually 2 sets of circle dies, and they nest, so you can do those real tight little borders. So that's kind of fun to have those. Plus they're nice and small, so they'll work with lots of little greetings and little elements that you have. Okay. Then you get 8 pre-cut white card pieces, and these are both 3 3/4 inches and 4 inches. So as soon as you open the box, you don't have to worry about cutting cardstock. You can just grab this and you can make 8 cards right off the bat. And it comes with one of my favorite little tape runners. This is the iCraft Sticky Dot Runner by ThermOWeb. So you get that, you get to try that too. So I'm going to put all of these things back in this kit because I already have opened items. Make sure I put everything back. I already have open items that I've been playing with like crazy. And I'm going to show you the first card. Now, one more thing I do want to show you is we have a brand new incentive. And this incentive is called Doodle Sayings. It's got some really cute little whimsical sayings in here that are great for all kinds of card projects. And the good news is that all of these little greetings fit inside the circles that come with the Wreath Builder. So you're able to mix and match what you have in your Wreath Builder kit or template and stamp set bundle with this set. Okay, so let's get started with the first card project. So I want to show you a little bit about this whole system and how it works. So like I said, there are 2 Wreath Builder templates in this bundle or kit. And I'm going to start with the smaller one, and you'll be able to see because if you hold them together, you can see one is smaller. I'm going to just put that into my Misti Stamping Tool. All right. So now I'm going to grab one of the pieces of cardstock, and this one is the 3 3/4 inch cardstock piece. All right, and then here is my Wreath Builder set. You can see it's already stained and well loved. So what you're going to do is you're going to start by placing that piece of cardstock right into the template. And it might be a little bit loose, but that's okay. As long as it's right in there, you're good to go. And then you're going to place a stamp where you want it. So I'm going to build kind of a leafy wreath with this one. So I'm going to pick that stamp up. I'm going to slip that template right back in there. And then I'm going to ink that up using one of my ink cubes. I have the Jellybean Green here, so we'll start with that. And I'm going to stamp it. Then I'm going to pick that up and I'm going to turn it just to the next point. And I'm going to stamp it again. And I'm going to keep turning that. And this is going to give me perfect placement of all of the elements of my wreath. So you can see how easy this is. It's actually kind of addicting and really fun, and I started to look through all of my past stamp sets to see what else I could mix in here with these different elements, and there are a lot of things you can do. So you can use this little panel that you're making as a wreath card all in and of itself. So in other words, you'd make a small little 4 1/4 inch square card, or you can use it as part of a regular A2 size card and then add something to the bottom, another decorative element. There's all kinds of little elements in this set that you can use. All right, and so we almost have the first element done. Now for this card, I'm doing one element at a time because I really want to change up the colors and I really want to kind of look at it and decide exactly what I want to do before I move on to the next color. But with one of the cards, and I'm going to show you a bunch of different projects that I made, I actually grouped 3 stamps at a time and stamped them that way. All right, so for this one, I'm going to stamp this right here. I think I'll move it down just a little bit because I'm going to use one more element in there. Okay. So I'm going to do this one in Turquoise Sea. And you really don't need to use your magnet, but if you want to use your magnet, you can use your little round magnet that came with the Misti. The Misti comes with 2 magnets. I'm using the bar magnet up here, so I can always just put that one right there to secure it. And you can see how fun this is. You get perfect spacing every time. No more drawing out templates, no more marking up your acrylic blocks. Just slip it into your Misti and go. All right. You can see how fun this is. Wreaths are so much fun to make, and they make beautiful Christmas cards, so you can get a little jump start on some of your Christmas cards by using red and green elements. And wait till you see some of the other stamp sets we have coming up later in the year to go along with this Wreath Builder template. They are super fun. Okay, and once you've got your main elements done, then you can always come in with an acrylic block and quickly stamp little elements like hearts and dots and tiny flowers if you want. But if you want that perfect spacing, you know you're going to get it every time with this template. Okay, so now I'm going to grab one more stamp out of here. I love this one. This is so wispy. And it's fun to overlap them too, so don't feel like you can't overlap them. I'll use Applemint on this one. I'm going to actually zoom in a little bit here so you can see this a little more closely, how pretty it's building. All right, you might not be able to see me ink up the stamp, but well, you can. There we go. Okay, so this is the Applemint mixed in with this. You can see how wispy this wreath is getting to look. I really find that I don't really need the magnet to hold that piece of cardstock down, because once I stamp it, I'm ready to turn it anyway. And these elements are so tiny that you can get tons of pressure on them, and you really don't need to stamp it more than once, unless you're stamping, you're doing a coloring technique where you want to stamp in one color and then you want to go add a second color into that same image. Then I would recommend that you tack it down with the magnet. This way it'll be in the exact same position. Okay, we're almost done here. Now I know probably a lot of the videos that you'll see on this, people might speed up this part just because they want to get more information in for you, but I'm doing it in real time here because I want you to see how easy it is and just how relaxing it is to do it. It's super fun and super relaxing. Okay, so now with that in mind, I can go back now if I want, and I can take a tiny acrylic block and I can grab a little flower stamp. Look how tiny that little flower stamp is. Isn't that cute? And I can just stamp that up and add little flowers in between wherever I want. Because once you've spaced everything out evenly, then it's easy to see where to add these little elements. But of course you could put this right on your Misti and you can stamp it the same way we just did if you'd prefer it to be absolutely perfect. Okay, so now I'm going to add the center element. Now in the first card, I actually cut the element out with the dies. And I could do that this time, but I think I'm going to do something a little different this time just to show you how it can look. All right, so I'm going to lay this right on top like that. And this I might tack down just in case it's not perfect. Then I'm going to grab a little bit of black ink. You can use any kind of black ink here. And I'm going to stamp that right on there. Okay. Clean all that off. And then I'm going to choose a greeting. So I think I will use, well, I tend to really gravitate toward "You're my favorite human," so I'm going to do that one. I'll put "You're my favorite human" right in the center there. And I'll ink that up. And stamp. There we go. And then you can add another little element in there if you want. I've left some space so you can decorate in there. You can use the little flower again, or you can use the heart. There's a couple different little heart stamps. So I'll do a wild wisteria heart. And I'll just put one there. And one right in there. So there we go. That's how easy that is. So now let me assemble this card. I've got a couple little things here put aside. I have a piece of black cardstock. So I'm going to tack that down with some of my ThermOWeb sticky dot runner. And then this whole panel is going to go right on top of my wild wisteria card base. Okay, just like that. So there's a fun little perfect wreath. Now let me show you the one where I cut something out. This one I did the same style, but I used the circles dies. I put mine on a little magnet here. I used the largest of each of these to cut this out, but you will notice that also the smaller one will work for many of the greetings. So if you want to have a tighter center, you can. So that is two different cards that I made using this particular layout. Now I want to show you something else that I did here on this one. I'm going to show you how I did this card in just a second. Let me put that aside. Here's a couple other wreaths that I made. Here's one that I made mostly out of flowers, and you can see this uses the larger of the two templates. So you can see the difference there. This is a larger wreath compared to this one. This is the 4-inch. And this one I did more of a floral wreath. This one has more greenery. This one is more floral, and then I just used some little pearl accents on the top there. Now you can also, like I said, you can do clusters of greetings at a time, which I'll show you in another video. And I did that with this, where I did 3 stamps at a time, and then I did them with Versamark, and then I embossed them with gold and added a little gold element to each of the flowers just as an accent. So that's another fun one. And you'll notice here for this center, I used the Gina K Designs double stitched circles and the single stitched circle for the backing. So if you decide that you just want to get the stamp set and the template bundle, you might already have these dies from the ThermOWeb Gina K Designs Foil Mates collection, and they fit perfectly. And you might have other circle dies in your collection as well. So that's another one that I did. Now I want to show you how I achieved this look. So let me grab the Misti again here. All right. So I'm going to clean that off and get rid of this stamp. And then I'm going to place this into my template. Okay, so for this one, let me grab another square here. I think I should have probably had a paper towel and dried where I just wiped. I didn't realize it was quite that wet. Okay, so I have this little pack of cards here ready to go, but these are real easy to cut out on your paper cutter. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to grab one of these little border stamps. There's 2 separate little borders that you can use. So I'm going to use this one, and I'm going to lay it right here. Let's look at it first before I tack anything down and make sure it's about in the center. straight. Okay, that looks pretty good. All right, so I'm going to pick that up and then put that in the center for now. So then I'm going to ink this up using some Turquoise Sea, and I'm going to stamp it. And then instead of turning it just like one notch, I'm going to turn it 2 notches. And this is going to allow me to build all kinds of square frames. So if you want to frame out a photo or you want to frame out another image from another stamp set, you can build your own frames using this Wreath Builder template. And this is kind of fun too. It's nice to be able to position everything perfectly and not have to get a ruler out and not have to use a pencil just by turning the cardstock. So that gives me that. And then you can also go around and add a circular thing on the inside by keeping it in the template if you want. So let's first put some flowers on the sides. So we'll do a flower here. And we'll do that in Wild Wisteria. And then we'll turn it. And as long as that template's locked down in that corner, you are good to go. This reminds me of we have an area in Wisconsin called Stoughton, Wisconsin, and it's a little Nordic town. It's beautiful, and all of the buildings have beautiful decorations on them, and some of them look just like this, very florally and swirly, and just reminds me of that. Okay, and now I'm going to add a leaf to that. So I think I'll put a leaf right down here. We'll make that leaf jelly bean. Just a couple more. So you can see how this is all coming together. And you may have big greetings that you want to put in the middle, and that is fine too. There's all kinds of different things that you should definitely check in your collection to see what you have. All right. And then we can do something fun, like we can wrap stuff around here. We can do these in 2 colors. So we can do it the first time in turquoise. Do all 4 sides in turquoise. What would we do without our stamp positioners, huh? I love this Misti. Now, I do have to say that this template is bigger than the mini Misti. So it's probably better if you use this either in your original Misti or your memory Misti, because it is a 6x6 template. So then we can take that same stamp, leave it in the same position, and we can overlap a little bit by going this way, the diamond shape. So we can do Applemint this time, just to add another color. Isn't that fun? You're going to want to try a million different things in here like I've been doing. Honestly, I have been making wreaths for weeks. It's kind of all I want to do. And the last one. There we go. And then you can add a greeting into the center there. So you can see how cute that is. And how perfect. Perfectly lined up. Okay, so let's add a greeting into that. Wishing you the best birthday ever. That's a good one. And we can do that in black. And that elegant card is ready to be placed onto a card base. Isn't that fun? So here's the other one where I just embossed in there. Oh, and you know what I forgot to tell you about? Check out that embossing powder. You see that? That is a brand new color for us, for Gina K Designs. That is called Rose Gold. So if you've been looking for a nice rose gold embossing powder, give it a try. It shows the detail beautifully, and it's got that nice pink undertone to the gold. So there's a couple more things you can do. I hope you've enjoyed tonight's part 1 of our release party presentation video, and stay tuned for part 2. If you're watching on Stamp TV, that will be underneath the part 1 screen on the home page. And if you're watching on YouTube, just click over to my YouTube channel and you should see the videos right next to each other. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon.